Yes, not so incy-wincy, is she? This evening we're looking back at a fantastic and fantastical few days in Liverpool when a giant spider called La Princesse stalked the city and captured its heart.
Yeah, we'll look at some of the very many highlights. We'll hear from La Machine, the French artist behind this spectacle, and we'll chat to just a few of the many hundreds of thousands who came to see this incredible creature.
So let's take you back to Sunday evening as the big finale approached. The sun was going down, but the crowds and the anticipation were building up. Well, as you can see, one or two people have turned out to see the spider, and she has just come down from her nest beside Lime Street Station. She's going to come around that corner and come right down this road in front of the art gallery and the museums, and on down there towards the Mersey Tunnel. So, hello. We're getting a good reception here anyway. Let's go and have a chat to a couple of people here. Oh, we're coming to have a chat. Are you excited about the spider?
Yes, I've come every day because I enjoyed it so much.
Every day?
Every day, yeah.
What do you like about it?
Its size, it's sort of remarkable to see a piece of machine that can move the way it does.
Have you seen the spider?
Yeah, I came yesterday.
What did you think of it? Were you scared?
No, it's nice.
No? What about all the kids? Have you seen the spider?
No.
Some, yes. What did you think of it?
It's big.
Very big.
Yeah.
Was it scary?
No.
No. Okay. Well, what do you think is going to happen now when it comes down here?
I don't know.
It's going to be magical. It's going to be magical. Fantastic.
Good stuff. Well, listen, Jane is here as well.
Hello.
And Jane, you've been with the spider since last week. I was going to say the elegant lady, but it's not really the right word. I think leggy is the best way. Leggy lady.
Perfectly appropriate.
Yes. What do you think?
It's been incredible. It's just been the most amazing few days of my life. It feels like much longer because so much has happened. But actually, it is just a few short days ago that Liverpool woke to something very disturbing.
Let's just leave that US election story for a minute. We had those reports earlier of what's believed to be some sort of alien creature found clinging onto the side of an office block in Liverpool. We can go live now to Liverpool. Our reporter Andy Gill. Andy, what's happening there?
Well, you can see the crowds are already gathering because this is science fiction turned science fact. What appears to be a giant spider has attached itself to this derelict office building in the centre of Liverpool here. Mobile phone video footage started coming in to us here at the BBC, like the stuff you can see on the screen at the moment, confirming the barely believable truth. Now, the Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, has broken off a meeting at the G8 in New York to come to Liverpool, although his spokesman has denied that the spider is going to be recruited as ultimate spin doctor. Now, we're hearing that thousands of people are already trying to flee Liverpool, but the authorities are telling us that only fully registered arachnophobes will be allowed to leave. This is a city baffled, astonished and frightened.
In fact, it was a city on the verge of a spectacle 2 years in the planning, centred on this soon-to-be-demolished office block. Tuesday, September 2nd. By now, the public might have noticed the odd roundabout being removed, the odd crane. The logistics were massive.
And the signs over here.
They wanted one key event, an event that would define 08. So they gave 1.8 million to the people behind this, the Sultan's Elephant, La Machine's speciality, street theatre on a grand scale. But even as late as Christmas, this was a project in doubt.
I told them, we had a conversation, we came to a
You told them
compromise that we couldn't afford it.
and it would have to stop unless...
It met the original budget, and everybody came to the right decision, and here we are, it's happening.
And the next day, there she was.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, amazing. I've been waiting for ages. I've been like a kid at Christmas, and I got up about 5:30 this morning to come down, and everyone's probably watching me and saying, cracked cow, Dawn.
For Dawn, this was to become an obsession. What was it? Where did it come from? La Machine scientists said they would find the answers.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joseph Browning, et je vais vous donner the first information concernant the spider.
And I will give you the first information concerning the spider.
Yes.
We have highlighted that the best moment to capture it is about the tropical zenith time, which is about noon, 11 o'clock noon.
So thank you very much, everybody, and wait and see.
Thursday, September 4th, around tropical zenith time.
Oh, great, isn't it? Look, wave the spider.
Word had spread. Thousands were there to see her, even the PM. And for a princess with friends in high places, a police escort to her next base at Liverpool Arena, where scientists were waiting.
We will keep this operation and the system secret until tomorrow.
So thank you very much, everybody, and wait and see.
There you have it. Is anybody any of the wiser?
Me not.
That is a marvellous job, that is.
Isn't it?
It's like the real thing.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic, it is.
Actually, that was nothing, because fantastic was for the next day.
Well, the spider is awake and it's on the move. Huge crowds down here to see it. And the scientists have been trying to corral the beast by spraying fire towards it, also playing music in an effort to calm it down, but it's not working. Frankly, this spider is too big and too powerful to be stopped, and we've been told to leave this area right now.
In fact, thousands came, this despite the worst rain the city had seen in over a year.
Everyone, it's me, the cracked cow. Here I am. You know I'm here. It's big and freezing. And she's alive and she's walking.
Oh, it's fantastic. Look at all these people. It's a collective experience of theatre and just doing something together, sharing something you'll never have again.
She's on fire, I'm going.
And to see it rearing up over you is quite amazing, and this is what they want all weekend. People to just join the journey, follow La Princess and get up as close as they possibly can.
I wish I was a kid again. I hate being old. I just wish I could run away and be dead scared.
So do I. But yeah, she has weed all down our arms.
Oh no. In fright.
In fright, yeah.
Honestly.
Scared or not, by night, still raining, they turned up in their thousands. She'd won the city's heart.
The highlight really was actually looking around, not so much at La Machine itself, but at people's faces, the awe and wonder.
Quite sort of balletic almost, and yeah, a really phenomenal show.
Saturday, September 6th. A spider in snow, but a romance on ice.
Telling us when it was waking up and where it was going to be.
And it's all
Their schedules said she'd dance. Instead, she slept on.
She needs to recuperate, and this is a way.
She was a good smack. Did she have a few Guinness last night?
She may well have done. Too much Liverpool hospitality.
Oh, well, Grace, as long as she enjoyed herself.
This morning,
On a failli perdre l'araignée, elle a failli mourir.
we almost lost the spider. It almost died.
The organisers blamed a scheduling mix-up. The scientists blamed a heavy cold.
Descendu trop bas.
Fell far too low.
She needed to recuperate because today, they said, would be a very big day. A big day not just for the princess, and therein lay a problem. Take a crowd of thousands, add a bride 15 minutes late for her groom, and a 37-ton spider, all on a collision course for the town hall.
She's going to arrive from here as the spider arrives from here.
Absolutely, that will be fun.
She was on the move, nothing would stop her.
Squeeze back a little bit for me.
In the nick of time,
Keep going.
I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Here comes the bride, bugger off. It's crazy out there, isn't it?
It's busier than we thought it was going to be, so but I think we've got here in the end.
Can you estimate how many people are here? Do you know how to figure out?
I've no idea, sorry.
No. Officially bigger than the Beatles.
Surely this crowd bigger than the Beatles' famous Town Hall homecoming back in 1964.
£1.8 million specifically for your wedding. Not bad, is it?
Add it onto the bill.
Yeah.
When did you book your wedding and how did you hear about this clash?
We booked the wedding a year ago, actually just over a year ago, and we just picked the date at random.
Yeah.
And we only heard about this 3 weeks ago. We've been on our honeymoon before we've got married. We heard about it the day before we went on our honeymoon, and we panicked. But they've all sorted it out, and it's been a fantastic day so far.
It was quite unsafe, but it was rather fun for all of that, wasn't it? You know, what was going to happen next?
But it wasn't unsafe. The hell with health and safety.
As one critic later wrote, health and safety, pah.
Have a look, because the crowds are so crazy out there. We've been squished into Barrett's shoes, as have lots. Are you all escaping the crowds? You're not actually buying shoes, are you? Is anybody in here buying shoes right now?
Crowd numbers were far, far greater than expected. Rough estimates set the figure at 150,000. Organisers later admitted that for some, it had been uncomfortable. And if things were uncomfortable now, by the evening, they would be positively menacing. That was the moment the princess
These are called resonators. Gas-powered pipes to create this incredible atmospheric noise. Red hot, red hot. All of that noise and all of that fire stopped her from going down there. Now she's going to head this way. Back towards where she came from. Can't hold down.
And so she was back where it all began. The big spider was big news from Melbourne to Moscow.
В Великобритании славу лохнесского чудовища может затмить ливерпульский паук. 37-тонный монстр наводит страх на зевак и привлекает толпы туристов.
Liverpool ski was a city with a story. Restaurants ran out of food, car parks were full. This princess was paying her way.
For Liverpool to have the confidence to be able to do that makes you very proud to be part of the city.
That was immense. So I was totally made up. It kept me out the pub on a Saturday night when there's an England game on. That's all I can say.
Well, things are calm here at the moment. The spider, it seems, asleep on the building when it first appeared in Liverpool. Quite a contrast to yesterday when it was rampaging around the city. But you know, a remarkable thing has happened. Liverpool is no longer a city gripped by fear and panic. The people who fled the city when the spider first appeared have come back in because the city, all these people here seem to have taken the spider to their hearts. They've adopted it. And what people want to know now is what is the spider going to do next and how long will it be with us?
Back in the real world, we knew in 24 hours she would be gone forever.
Just behind me, you'll see the Mersey Tunnel there, and this is where the whole finale is going to be. We're promised wind, we're promised fire, we're promised all sorts of things, and the most spectacular end and the goodbye to the spider. Well, I'm joined now by the man behind Capital of Culture, Phil, what do you make of the whole spider epic?
Oh, I think it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I mean, you just take a look around at the crowds that are out tonight. And actually the crowds that came out on Friday night, you know, when we had more rain falling on Liverpool than we've had for the last 5 years, I think, you know, it's just fantastic. It's a great reaction.
You think it's caught the imagination of Liverpool?
Yeah, I think so. I think people have been enthralled really by not just the scale of the actual sort of creature, you know, itself, but the ambition, you know, and the fact that the way it's moved around the city, you know, the different effects, different events all the time, you know. I think it's the scale of the thing which has caught everyone.
Well, it would need to be a success, of course, because it's cost you an arm and a leg, or rather an arm and 8 legs.
Arm and 8 legs, yeah.
An arm and 8 legs. £1.5 million of council taxpayers' money, and there are some that are saying that could have been spent on something with more lasting benefit to the city of Liverpool. Can you, hand on your heart, say you've got your money's worth?
Oh, I think so, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the fact that the Spiders cost us more than Macca has, you know, and more people are actually seeing this as a live performance in theatre, and also the amount of publicity this has generated from the South China Morning Post front page to the Boston Globe. I mean, it's that old cliche, you know, it's the kind of publicity you couldn't buy, but of course you do, you know. And I think if you look around at the crowds that have come in the city over the last 5 days, take an estimate that at least they've all bought a bottle of water or a cup of coffee. I think it's paid back already.
Well, of course, it's one event in the whole capital of culture a year, and you took over after all the fights and the resignations and so on. I think you likened it to a Scouse wedding, and there were a bit of discussion where Auntie Betty would sit and maybe the odd punch was thrown and so on. So how do you think the wedding's gone so far, 3/4 of the way through it?
I think it's going okay, actually. I think that's it, you know, and the only thing we've got to worry about is a spider scurrying down the street. We're doing all right.
We've got to get out of the way pretty quickly.
We better.
Phil, thanks very much.
All right, thank you.
Hey, big spider!
Big spider!
Hey, big spider!
Big spider!
Take a look around. Crowds like this are usually reserved for welcoming home footballing heroes in Liverpool. Not tonight. They're all here to say a very fond farewell to somebody, a special lady they've all fallen in love with. This is a spectacular show and a spectacular feat of engineering. But let's not forget, in this year, Capital of Culture, this is an incredible piece of art. So what is it all about?
So, a bit of Parisian situationalism and a lot of Francois Delarosier. Tear your eyes off the spectacle, and there he was.
So is Francois going to speak to us today?
But in Liverpool, Francois Delarosier never spoke. His one priority was his creation. 37 tons, operated by 13 manipulators. Before you even get to the art, this was a piece of genius engineering, so sensitive it could reach out and touch you. A month earlier, we'd gone in search to France, Nantes. Jules Verne territory, a place for wild imaginings. This is his home, and this is his philosophy.
When you're a child, you see your father, your mother very big, like a giant. And I think that when we make big machines, big mechanics, adults see the big mechanic like a giant and change the way of mind. Then you can become a child a new time. To forget the life and to become some fresh people.
Ah, that's the elephant!
In 2006, Francois' elephant brought London to a standstill. It was due to take place in 2005, halted by the London bombings. This was credited as the event that put a smile back on the city's face. His next project, even more ambitious. The Heron Tree, 47 metres high. More than a kilometre of walkways run along its branches. Perched on top, 2 giant herons carry baskets. The baskets carry people. He wants to build La Machine into a global brand, his creatures running amok in cities around the world. Next year, he's taking La Princesse to Yokohama, Japan. In Liverpool, the secrecy was as important as the spectacle itself.
Was it difficult to keep a lid on it? In the end, actually it wasn't, because we had the collaboration, cooperation of all of you in the press. It's so much better, actually, when you have that surprise.
Do you think the world needs
This kind of thing?
this kind of thing?
We do some things very inutile for the society. But if we don't have this, we die.
The wonderful world of La Machine. And if you didn't know what French situationism was before, well, you do now. Obviously, I do.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So this is it, the big finale. And it's going to be really, really big. And who should we bump into but Dawn? She was first on the scene, 5:30 Wednesday morning. First to find her. What's been the best bit?
All of it, brilliant. Look at the crowds, fantastic for Liverpool this is. And I don't mean football neither, I mean this is fabulous for the capital of culture. It's unbelievable. You know, if you're not here, you should be here. Why aren't you here?
What are you going to do tomorrow?
I'll probably go into a cocoon and go into a state of depression.
I mean, you're going to be lost without it, aren't you? Because you've almost given up your family for the last couple of years.
I really have. I've followed her everywhere. I've been everywhere she is. You know, and this is the last. She's going in that tunnel. She's never going to be seen again. Bye.
You have got a tear in your eye.
Have I?
She has.
Have I got a tear in my eye? She's going.
You were really attached to it, weren't you?
Yeah. I was. Brilliant. I love it. Oh, the music as well, the art. It's fabulous.
Okay.
Don't make me cry.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You've been great.
Dry your eyes.
Okay.
And so, after 4 incredible days, it was time for the big finale, and time for Dawn and this vast crowd to say goodbye to La Princesse. So, as La Princesse walked into the Mersey Tunnel and into Scouse mythology, the performers that had thrilled us over 4 spectacular days took a bow. A moment for the watching thousands to reflect on what they'd seen.
I wouldn't bother describing it to anyone who hasn't been here, because if they're not here, then they're not worth it.
The whole city has come together for this.
What a finale. Oh, I'd love it to come back. That's it now, Silver. Get off me now.
So the last word, fittingly I think, to the Spider's #1 fan, Dawn. But what a night, what a weekend. Jane, your memories.
Best bits, watching all of those incredible expressions. We were watching everyone as they were watching her. Amazing. And Les, the postman, my postman we bumped into on the last night, he sent me, he scrawled on an envelope which he popped through my door the very next day. Wow, Les. And that was it, summed it up. This was 08's wow moment.
Wow, indeed. And, well, that's just about it from us.
Yeah, arachnophobes, come back out from behind the sofa.
You can indeed. But what an impact that spider made on this city. So, from Liverpool, now world famous for 4 Beatles, and a spider